Hello everybody, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Ashley, for those of you who are new here. Those of you who aren't, hi, welcome back. It's nice to see you all again. So today's video is, I don't know how to describe it. I would say exciting, but it's kind of not. If you guys are wondering why I look the same as last time, I'm literally filming this video the same day as the last video that went up, which was this blue eyeshadow look that I put up on Friday. So this should be up on Tuesday and that should have gone up on Friday. I'm filming this on the same day. It's a few hours later, but it's literally because I couldn't wait to film this video. If you watched the last one, towards the end, I think when I was doing my lipstick, I got a message from one of my friends, and this is why I have to do this video today. Oh my god. You guys, that message I just got has blown me away. Can't wait to read it. Yeah, so today's video is going to be a part 2 of the story time that I uploaded like 3 videos ago. It was like a week ago on Friday, so like a week and a half ago. It was a story time that I titled My Best Friend's Boyfriend. If you haven't watched that, go and watch that first, and then watch this. But if you have watched that, then you're in the right place. This is part 2. I was somewhat excited to film this video when I got the message from my friend, but in the same token, I'm not excited because it is really not that very nice. It is hurtful, but in the hope that Claudia sees this, that's the reason I'm making the video. I don't want anyone to see. Also, I'm just going to say this, I'm on my period today, so my bitch level goes up like a notch and a half. Like I go from being like midway bitch to being extreme bitch on my period. So if I come across bitchy, I apologise. I'm not doing this in any way to make myself look better or anything. I am literally putting this video out there so A, for girls to learn a lesson about boys, B, I really want Claudia to see this and get out of the toxic relationship that she is in, if that is what works best for her. I obviously want her to be happy. She was still one of my friends. She's still friends with a lot of my close friends who I mentioned in my previous video, in the previous story time. And I want her to be happy, and I don't want this horrible boy, Horrid Henry, that's his new name, Horrid Henry. Did anyone need to watch that show? I loved that show and the books so much, but that can be Henry's new name, Horrid Henry. Hashtag it below. If you've watched to this point, congrats. Leave me a comment below saying hashtag Horrid Henry. Because I am a firm believer in girl power. And genuinely, although, yes, I may have done wrong, which I completely accept responsibility for in the previous video, I still was friends with Claudia, and she's still a girl, and if somebody did this to me, like if Josh had done this, what I'm about to tell you guys, to me, I would want somebody to tell me whether they're my friend or not. But obviously I can't get in contact with Claudia, as she has blocked me and everything, so I'm making this video because I want it to be out there. And Henry, if you're watching, fuck you even more than last time. You are the biggest knob I've ever met in my life. Literally, I would love, more than anything, to bump into Henry and just be like, what's wrong with you, mate? Like, I could probably have him in a fight, even if he was fighting back, because he probably wouldn't climb a girl. He thinks he's a gentleman, but we all know he is not a gentleman. So, I'm going to start by telling you about this girl that messaged me. This girl, it sounds really bad. She is one of my friends. She's a couple of years older than me. What am I going to name her? I thought of a name earlier and I've completely forgotten it. So I'm going to name her Sofia. So Sofia and I have known each other for a long time. She was friends with my sister at school, like primary school. Her mum and my mum were also friends. So like I used to go around hers with my sister in the summer when we were younger. We've been friends like ever since. Like I've always just been friends with her. She's not like a friend that I see all the time, but like we speak to each other now and then. Like we've seen each other a few times. She's a really, really lovely girl. So if anybody knows who it is, I don't want her to have any hate because she's a really lovely girl. She hasn't done anything wrong in this situation at all. She's a lovely girl. So when she messaged me, I was like, oh shit, because the reason is basically, so obviously we were friends. She's a couple of years older than me though, so like when all this was going on, it was like different times of our lives. You know, like I was literally 16, she was 18, so we were very different at the time. But what the story is, if you remember back to the last video, I'm not really sure how to order to do this in, by the way, because it's not as planned as the last time. Also, I forgot to address, I'm in my dressing gown because it's freezing, I'm on my period, like I said, I'm home on my own, it's cold, it's December, I want to be cosy for my story time, you know? Anyway, so if you watched the last story time, I mentioned that me and Henry worked in the same place, which was a shop here in the UK that I don't know if it's anywhere else in the world, but it's here in the UK, and the one that we worked at was quite close to both mine and Sophie's house. Do I call her Sophie or Sophia? I don't remember. I'm going to go with Sofia. I'm going to call her Sophia. I don't even know how you can call her that. I'm really sorry if you're actually watching this, by the way, babes, but keep forgetting your name, so I'm going to go with Sophia. So Sophia and I live quite close to each other, to be fair. It's really like a 5-minute drive, really, but that's not that bad. Like, it's really not a 5, probably walk to her house in like 10 minutes. But she also lived really close to Claudia, which I just found this really weird. So we both worked at the shop where Henry also worked, and we were on the same department for a little bit, but I moved around departments in that store because it's a department store, so there was all different departments. So I moved around, but Sophia and Henry both worked on the men's department, which I did work on for a little bit, but not really that long in the grand scheme of things. When I first started working there, I worked a lot with men's, and then I actually got a new contract over on the home department, so there's that. I don't really know why that's important, it's not at all. But they worked on the same department together, and obviously they were the same age because they're both in my sister's year, which is like 2 years older than me. So they're both in the same age, in the same year rather, and I'm pretty sure so they would have just finished college. They finished college in like the July, and this was me starting college in the September. So yeah, they worked together in the shop. So that's a bit of background on her. But I just wanted to tell you the message that she sent me. So like I said, we're good friends. She watches my videos and stuff, and I really appreciate that from anybody. But she messaged me. So she said, "Hey, OMG, I'm just watching You're My Best Friend's boyfriend video and I'm dying. I'm so sure I know who the guy is, as I'm 90% sure I was seeing him at the same time. Then he slept with someone else while seeing me. If it's who I know who it is, it's mad he thought he could get away with it, and seems like you're in a much better place than them." I am in a much better place than them, so thank you very much in advance for that. I also found a message. I was on my Snapchat the other day with Jodie, who I mentioned before in the last video, so I looked at my messages with Jodie and I found a screenshot between a conversation of me and Henry on Facebook Messenger. And this was like when I was being really like pathetic, and I was messaging him saying thank you, and he was like, for what? And I was like, for loving her, for making her happy, talking about Claudia. And he was like, haha, okay. And I was like, I love her, so I'm glad you do that. And he was like, she's the only person I love more than myself. And I was like, cute, even though that's really arrogant, not cute at all. And he was like, I wish I could keep you happy as well, but our current situation is 100 times harder. And I was like, yeah, I'll be happy one day. And he was like, you definitely will be. And can I just say, Henry, I was right first because I heard it first, but you were right. I am happy, and it's not with you, and I don't think Claudia's happy, so you're not really that great, are you? So stop being such an arrogant prick and understand that you're not the best. You're not the best of the bunch, hon. Like, honestly, who do you think you are? So anyway, when Sophia messaged me this, I was like, wait, hang on. So he was seeing you, and he slept with someone else? What? So I was first of all like, whoa, and then I was shocked, but I was kind of like fulfilled in the sense that when I was talking to Henry and we'd sit in his car and stuff, he would mention her. Like, he mentioned her a couple of times. He'd be like, oh, so do you know Sophia at work? And I'd be like, oh yeah, I've been friends with Sophia for such a long time. And he was like, oh, like he kind of like stopped talking about it, which I kind of understand why now. But I do remember Claudia had suspicions about this possibly happening. And now I'm just like Claudia had suspicions about everything that's happened, and she was right. So girls, trust your instincts, because we are always right. I know that for myself firsthand. You're always right. Always, always right. So I responded and I was like, oh my god, no way. The fact that it's you that's messaged me, like, the fact that she messaged me, I was like, definitely is the same person. So he used to talk about, I'd be like, all right, do you fancy her? And he'd be like, no, obviously not. No, I mean, I've got a girlfriend. So I'm not going to fancy Sophia when I'm with Claudia. No, I don't fancy her, even though I'm trying to hit you up and her at the same time. But no, I don't fancy her, no. And I was like, okay, so was hun. And I was like, I wish I'd known so we could have both done the video at the same time. But then I did ask her if I could do this video as a follow-up, and she said, of course. I asked her if she wanted to do it with me, and she was like, no, I can't. So that's why I'm taking one for the team. Thank you, Sophia, for letting me do it. And I actually said to her, the worst part is that Claudio knows none of this, because that is the worst part. It doesn't matter that he's done it. It does. He's an absolute dickhead, and it's years and years down the line now. But, like, she has no idea that her boyfriend's like this. Like, that's awful, awful, awful. And she said, oh, he's terrible, the lies he must have told. He told me we were exclusive. So Henry told Sophia that him and Sophia were exclusive while he was, A, speaking to me, B, you had a girlfriend, and C, he slept with somebody else. Like, are you alright, hun? Do you know what exclusive means? Exclusive means one. In relationship terms, it means one. Okay, just because it's like an exclusive club means you can get like 50 people in. No. You have one when you're exclusive in a relationship, Henry. Did you go to college? Did you do maths? No? Bloody hell. And then she was like, as soon as she said he had his own clothing line and drove a BMW, it clicked straight away. And apparently now he said to Sophia, well, not now, but like since she last spoke to him, he was saying, oh, she's the one, and acts like he's been such an angel this whole relationship. And she was like, how is she still with him? And I'm like, girl, I don't know. Because the thing is, I know Claudia's blaming me. This is why I felt like a bit of relief, because I was like, okay, Claudia's blaming me, fair enough. But the fact that he's done it numerous times, like, I'm not the common denominator here. It's your boyfriend, so that's a problem. Okay, so this is the information she gave me. So she said she was seeing him over the summer of 2015-ish, which, fair enough, they had broken up then, which I did mention, but he told me in September they're getting back together, so, like, can't have flipped that quickly, really, can it? So she said he'd broken up with Claudia, but slept with a girl we worked with while seeing me, and she showed me a picture of them in bed with the caption, my beautiful girlfriend, or something, That was like September maybe. And he'd say such similar stuff to me, what a sleaze. So this girl that he slept with at work, I was also friends with. I used to work with her in a different department. I got around the departments, and so did Henry by the sounds of it. So yeah, I used to work with her, and yeah, the thing is, like, I'm pretty sure I spoke to her about Henry, so I'm a bit like, it's really funny as well, because I was I was like texting like two other boys from work, not at the same time, like one after the other. Gross. So we worked at the same place, and one of those boys, like me and Jodie, like Jodie also worked there, and Jodie was like, oh, he's like, he gets around, blah blah blah, and we were all like, yeah, he gets around, blah blah blah. And now I'm like, bloody hell, I'm so sorry to you. If you're watching this, you won't be, but I'm so sorry to him, because it was actually Henry the whole time that was playing all these girls. Like, come on. Everyone's like, oh, Henry's so nice, he's got a girlfriend, don't worry about Henry, because he's just doing the girl from the stockroom, hun. Do you know what I mean? Don't worry about Henry, he's doing his girlfriend, he's getting with Ashley, he's getting with Sophia, and he's doing the other girl in the stockroom. What's wrong with you? Are you alright? Anyway, and I was like, what the hell? Like, he'd say the same stuff to her. Like, he told me I was going to be his girlfriend one day. I was going to be his wife one day. Fuck off, Emma. I'm not taking your surname, mate. And I was like, yeah, broken up for a while. And I was like, oh, what was that girl? I thought it was a different girl than what she'd said it was. And then I was like, oh, it's her. Okay. I said to her, I was like, yeah, I met up with him in September after getting with Arthur. Yeah, I mentioned in the last video. If you guys haven't watched that, you're going to be really confused. And he was like, don't go back to your exes, but I will, I'm getting back with Claudia, which I did mention in the previous video. And she was like, yeah, so the girl that he slept with from work, that worked in the stockroom, apparently helped him get through things with Claudia. Really? These are Sophia's words. She said, he'd put me in such a negative headspace, like I felt so bad about myself and took far too long to get over him until I found out about the girl he slept with. Then I was like, I'm much better about that burden. And I was like, thank you. I was like, literally, same. This is what I was saying in the previous video about the way he made me feel and how insecure I felt at the time. He did the same to her. Like, he's so manipulative. And I'm sure he's done the same to Claudia time and time again. But we just got out, which is why she's now stuck there, because he's made her feel so insecure she can't get out of that trap. But we were lucky. We were the lucky ones that got out of that trap. Do you know what I mean? Like, ugh. And then she said, I started seeing someone and he was like, tell him he has a good thing and not to lose you, and tried to talk to me again. This is like what I was saying last time, where he said to me, if you get a boyfriend, you still have to talk to me. Like, I am not a cheater. You might be, but I'm not. So sort out your morals before you tell me what I've got to do with my life, because I'm not listening to you, hon. No way. And I said to her, I was like, you're saying exactly what I realised. I defended him for so long. Meanwhile, he's making me feel so insecure and unworthy. She said he sent her the same stuff on Snapchat that he'd send me. Not the same, but like similar stuff, and he'd say the same, like, really inappropriate things, like what I was saying last time, like him saying about like doggy and doing things in bum and stuff. She said he was saying the same stuff to her. Ew. And I said, I'm so glad I didn't go anywhere near him. And she's like, yeah, lucky that's as far as you and I went with him. So neither of us slept with him. Neither of us done anything. Neither of us done anything as far as I can tell. But he did sleep with other girls. So I was saying the last part that he doesn't drink or go out. He only drinks cups of tea, which is ironic, seeing I'm drinking a cup of tea right now. So cheers to you, Henry, if you're watching this video, because I know you probably are, because you're sad and you probably think it's like endearing that I'm talking about you. It's not. I hate your guts. Also, I thought I'd do my video in this makeup because Henry used to hate when I did full glam. He used to be like, hun, can you wear natural makeup? No, I can't. Sorry. You're not Christian Grey, and until you are, you can't tell me what to do. I said the same thing to Josh, and he's learning. So yeah, she said, so this is what I was saying about that. She said he'd also say, people who go on nights out are more likely to cheat. Well, he's not drinking, he's not going out, and he's still managing to cheat. So, come on. I was like, he's so gross. I was like, he would never drink or go out and only drink tea and fuck his cars. Like, grow up. He's so sad. Okay, so once I had this conversation, I messaged Jodie and was like, I'm going to do a part 2. And she was like, yeah, good idea. Because, like, I'm not going to be telling Claudia. Jodie is friends with Claudia. And Claudia, if you're watching this and you know who Jodie is, don't give her any grief for not telling you, because she's respecting both my friendship and your friendship, because my friendship with Sophia is just as important as your friendship with Jodie or your relationship with Henry. I'm not going to put Sophia under the bus, and I wouldn't allow Jodie to tell you about it because that's not fair. Also, it's not really her position to, so she would never have told you. But if you're wondering why she didn't, that's why, because it's nothing to do with her. She shouldn't have to tell you. She's friends with both of us. I don't ask her things about you, please don't ask her things about me. But also, yeah, I'm friends with Sophia and that's not fair. So if you have a problem, come to me. Anyway, so I asked her some questions. So I said, did you guys meet up a lot, or was it just more over message? Like, did he come to yours? Because he came to mine. I'm just wondering, because she actually lived closer to where Claudia lived. And I said, did he say much to you about their relationship, and did he ever mention me to you? Because obviously he mentioned her to me, but very briefly, and cut it off when I said I knew her and we were quite good friends. And he was like, oh no, I'm with too many of your friends. Like, he literally went with like three of my friends and me. So I'll be this one because I'm the gold star. I'm joking. So it's me, Claudia, Sofia, and the girl from the stock room. There's 4 of us. 3 of them, one of them's me, and 3 of them's my friends. Freak. So I said, did he ever mention me to you, just out of curiosity? Because I was like, checking. And she said, since we worked in the same department, we see each other there, and they went to the gym together a lot, and they talked for like an hour in the car, which same, like, we didn't go to the gym together, but we talk in the car and stuff. She then went on to say, he came into my house a couple of times, we went shopping, we went to the cinema, I'd been to his house and we actually went to London once. But of course, none of these dates were local. Dates, she said dates like this. None of these dates were local, probably in case Claudia saw us. And I was like, wow, they did a lot together. They went to London. I don't go to London with anybody. Like, I only ever go to London if it's a family thing or if me and Josh like, let's go out for the day. You don't do that with somebody you're literally seeing behind your partner's back. Imagine if I just started seeing some guy and was like, I'm off to London. Josh would firstly question why I'm going to London, who I'm going to London with. Like, did he tell Claudia he was going? Oh, absolutely despicable. So that was about that. He said, so Henry said Claudia was really possessive and didn't want him to meet up with any of his friends who were girls. I'm not surprised, like Claudia, I know some girls can be a bit possessive and a bit over the top, but she had a reason for it. Like, he was getting funny about that and saying that when he was doing that. Do you know what I mean? That's a boy being like, oh, my girlfriend's a psycho, she said I cheated on her. She thinks I cheated on her. She thought I cheated on her last weekend. And someone's like, did you cheat on her? Have you cheated on her before? And you'd be like, yeah, I cheat on her every weekend, mate. But I stopped last weekend. She's not going to believe that. She's going to be possessive and psycho, isn't she? Like, you've cheated on her, Henry. Come on. And then she said, he never mentioned you. If he had done, I'd defo not carried on. I knew he knew you, but assumed that was from work. And I was like, oh, yeah, that's true. And I was like, yeah, I didn't think he would have mentioned me because when I mentioned you, when he mentioned you, I was like, oh, yeah, I've been friends with Sofia for years. And he was like, oh. So he told Sofia that he actually told Claudia about this, like, after they'd finished, which is a bit, But I said to her, the thing is, because Jodie said to me, Claudia does not know any of this information, otherwise she would have said. And I said to Sofia, like, this was the best time for him to be able to say it. Like, when they broke up for, like, 4 months, I think it was, end of May till end of September, they broke up for... I'm just guessing, I don't know the ins and outs, I'm just guessing, that's like in my head where I'm putting it. So say it's like 4 months them breaking up, maybe even 3, that's still time for him to see me, text me, see Sofia and sleep with this other girl. Like, so when they got back together, why did he not just say, oh yeah, I was talking to Ashley, I was talking to Sofia and I was sleeping with this girl or slept with this girl. Like, when you break up with someone and you get back together, that's the perfect clean slate for you to tell all the stuff that's happened. He could have literally swept it under the carpet and disguised it as during the break, but instead he just didn't talk about it because he knows full well he was in the wrong. So, yeah. That's literally all I have to say on it. It's literally just a quick little catch up, even though I've been filming now for like 25 minutes. But I had to get this information out there. If you're one of Claudia's friends and you feel like I'm being a bitch, please just message me because I will clear that right up. I'm not being a bitch, I'm genuinely looking out for her as girl to girl. Claudia, if you are watching this, I hope you're okay. If you do have any questions you want to speak to me, please message me, feel free. But yeah, Claudia, if you are watching, please feel free to message me and talk about it because I'm happy to. Henry, if you're watching this, please never message me ever again in your life. If you do, you'll get a big fuck off one of them via emoji form, and that is about it because I have nothing to say to you. However, if I bump into you, you might get a punch in the face, so it's not a threat, it's a warning. Stay away. But what I want to say is, Henry, Claudia, if you're going to stay together, that's fine, but make sure you get your dirty laundry out, because all I'm saying, Claudia, if you are watching this and you're thinking, what a load of shit, I don't want to listen to this girl, why is she trying to talk about me? I get that, fair enough, but what I will say is you don't know who else he's been doing this with. If there's already 3 of us that have just emerged from suddenly one video, I might end up with 100 messages saying I know who it is, I'm involved in him too, I still am. Who knows? I need to cut out so much shit from this video, so that's good. But yes, Claudia, I hope you're happy and healthy and well. Henry, 2 of them today. You know you deserve it, don't you? But yeah, thank you for watching, guys. Please give it a big thumbs up if you liked it. If you want to see more story times, let me know down below in the comments. And don't forget to hit the subscribe button, and I'll see you in my next video on Friday, where we get back to makeup and less about fuckboys. So I'll see you very soon. Thank you for watching, guys.